we have the frogs. Now there is a section about frogs respiration. Now in this section the frogs respire on land and in water. So frogs can respire both on land and water by two different methods. Now in water, how it respire in water? So frogs have skin. Now skin acts as an aquatic respiratory organ, and this type of respiration, that is in water through the skin, is cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous is for word skin, so cutaneous respiration. Now this takes place through the skin by diffusion. Oxygen, dissolved oxygen take up from the water. So dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion. So in water, skin acts as an aquatic respiratory organ, and this type of respiration is cutaneous respiration by diffusion through the skin by diffusion. Now, so now on land, how it respires? Frog has the buccal cavity, the skin and lungs. So the frog has the buccal cavity, skin and lungs that acts as the respiratory organs. So on the land, the frog uses buccal cavity, skin and lungs for their respiration. Now, now during estivation and hibernation. So what is the estivation? Estivation is the summer sleep, summer holidays for frog. They escape somewhere. What is hibernation? It is a winter sleep. It is Christmas vacation. So frog is escape again somewhere else. Nobody knows. So during this estivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. So the common thing is when the frog inside the water, skin acts as a respiratory organ. Okay, that is a cutaneous respiration through the skin by diffusion process. That is, it takes up the dissolved oxygen, right? And also during estivation and hibernation, it takes place through the skin as well. So frog uses their skin also on land. You see the additionally buccal cavity and lungs, but the skin. So overall, if we see this section, the frog in water, on land, and during estivation and hibernation, respiration takes place through the common skin. But the additional thing on land is they use their buccal cavity and lungs. Now, just like in humans, respiration by lungs is called pulmonary respiration because it's the right pulmonary veins, pulmonary arteries is connected with the lungs, so the pulmonary respiration, right? But pink lungs found in frogs. Humans may not have pink lungs, but for sure frogs does have pink lungs, right? You see, air enters through the nostrils. Nostrils are the external opening of nose into the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity. It's kind of near the mouth region, the buccal cavity, and then to lungs. So we can also say that the buccal cavity and lungs work together, right? It says air enters through the nostrils into the buccal cavity and then through the lungs. So you can say that respiration on land with buccal cavity and lungs work together. Okay, and I already said about the skin. About the skin, skin plays a role both in what during estivation and hibernation and on the land. So this was about the frog's respiration on land and in water and during the estivation and hibernation period. That how it does takes place. We have seen it. Now another important thing is there are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. 10 pairs of cranial nerves. That means 20 cranial nerves arising from the brain of the frog. Okay. In humans, how many cranial nerves arising from the brain? I think it's 12 if I'm right. But in frog, there are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. 10 pairs means 20 cranial nerves, right? Okay, so this was it, and we have seen this frog respiration, and the frog is ureotelic. The frog is ureotelic. What is ureotelic? Excretes urea. That's the ureotelic. Just like us humans, we excrete urea. So we are a ureotelic animal. So the frog is also the ureotelic animal, right? Because it excretes urea, right? Another important thing, if we see right here, okay, is the vascular system. So we have talked about the frog's respiration that takes place on land and in water and during the estivation and hibernation. We have also seen the 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain of the frog. Okay, and we have seen the ureotelic that excretes urea. This is why the frog is ureotelic animal. Now we also going to see the vascular system, that is the blood vascular system, that is the heart of frog. Now it is well developed close type because frogs belong belongs to the amphibians. An amphibians has two atria and one ventricle. Okay, it means single ventricle. That means there is a mixing of blood in the ventricles. Okay, you see in here blood vascular system, that is the vascular system involves heart, blood vessels and blood. Okay, lymphatic system is different from blood vascular system because lymphatic system consists of lymph channels and lymph nodes. Okay, just like human's heart is also muscular in frog, situated in the upper part of the body cavity. Same just like we humans has three chambers, two atria, one ventricle, covered by membrane called pericardium, same as in humans, right? Now a difference came from here. A triangular structure called sinus venous. Sinus venous is a triangular structure, that's it, that joins the right atrium. So atrium in heart on the upper side, right? If it's right atrium, it's on the right side. If it's left atrium, it's on the left side. So a triangular structure called sinus venous joins the right atrium. Now this sinus venous, which is a triangular structure, receives blood. It takes blood through the major veins called vena cava. Vena cava has deoxygenated blood, so it receives blood through major veins called vena cava. Okay, now once it receives the blood from vena cava in the triangular structure sinus venous, that joins the right atrium. Now in from the right atrium, the ventricle that opens into the ventricle. Now the ventricle opens into a sac like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. Okay, so this was a little about the vascular system of frog, right?